What's up, you guys? It's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I'm lisping today. I have my Invisalign in. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 Makeup Revolution products. I just said that I talk about Makeup Revolution quite a lot here in this channel, but I thought I would break down the products for you and tell you exactly which ones that I really like, which ones I recommend for you guys to go out and buy, and which ones are like on the top of my list as the best of of Makeup Revolution. So if you want to see what products I highly recommend for Makeup Revolution, then just keep watching. So the first product that I want to talk about, I actually don't have with me because I left it in the apartment. How exciting! That's a great start to the video, but I did bring everything else. But the first products I want to talk about are the Reloaded palettes, and you guys have known for so long I'm obsessed with them. I have done a ton of dedicated videos. Why can't I talk today? I feel like my mouth won't let the words come out. You've seen me do a ton of tutorials using the Reloaded palettes. I absolutely love them. I think that they're all formulated so well, like amazingly well, and I just think that the color selection is just out of this world. And the best part of it all is they're €4. €4! Like you just can't go wrong with €4. €4 when it comes to makeup would not buy you that much, but it will get you an eyeshadow palette that is amazing quality. So I highly recommend the Reloaded palettes. If you haven't tried them, just pick any of them up. They're all lovely and they bring out like new ones constantly. How easy they are to blend, how buttery they are, the quality of them, everything is just so high end, and for €4, like I said, you can't go wrong. Try them out yourself and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Oh, and if I didn't mention, these products are in no particular order. I have no favorites here. They're all just favorites. The next product I want to talk about is the foundation. So this is the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. So the Conceal and Define foundation from Revolution, amazing. This is up there with one of my all-time favorite foundations from an affordable brand. The only issue, or the only kind of like thing I have to say neg about it, is I find this hard to get my shade correct. F8 and F12 give me like my perfect color. However, I can't wear one without the other, so I have to bring 2 bottles of foundation with me. And sometimes F12 pulls a little warm on my skin and kind of gives me too much warmth, so I just have to get like the right consistency, and that can be kind of tricky by times. But the quality of the foundation is amazing. The wear of the foundation, how it looks on my skin. I've oily skin, it holds back my oils all day and makes my skin just look really nice. Sorry, but I have to say it. There's a tendency of this foundation to look cakey and heavy on the skin, so do be careful with how much you apply. I just say like take a tiny bit and then build up as you need to, but try not to go in like whole hog with this, because you will just be left with like a mask foundation, and nobody wants that look. That's just not cute. So just be careful with when you are applying this and stuff. Less is more. Take a little and love it a lot. This palette has been with me probably like the first time I ever tried Makeup Revolution, and it's still with me to this day, and it is their contour palette, and you can see that this has had much love. This is called the Ultra Contour palette, and like I said, it's a contouring palette. It has 2 highlighting shades in it, and then it has your under eye setting powders. I used to use the banana shade all the time. Do you remember like when banana shades were like your jam and everybody wore them? And now I use this shade a lot more, which is kind of like a pinkier undertone, and it's just so much better underneath my eyes for counteracting like dark circles. The banana shade would be great on deeper skin tones if you want to counteract like any under eye discoloration, because on me it just comes off way too yellow. So I feel like if you had a deeper skin tone, it might not come off as yellow. The formula in these is quite pigmented. The consistency of these shades is quite smooth, and they blend out really well in the skin. They're easy to blend into the skin, and they don't like sit on the skin and leave harsh lines or anything like that. They're just easy to like buff into the skin, hence why I love it so much. I'm not a big fan of these 2 shades on the end. I'm just going to put that out there as well. I don't want to lie to you guys, but I'm not a big fan. They're not the nicest highlighting shades. I definitely have nicer highlighting shades in my collection, but everything else in it, you can't go wrong. And I feel like this is one of those contour palettes that you can build up as well, the intensity. They are quite pigmented, so do take a light hand, but you can definitely make them more intense if you have deeper skin and you want to kind of intensify your contour. This is one of the newest products to my Makeup Revolution collection, but nonetheless I love it just as much as all the rest. This is, oh my god, amazing. I love like bright under eyes. I just like to you know, radiate the under eye area and kind of make it look brighter and not as like dull and dark. I mean, who wants that? That's just not cute. So I'll set my under eyes first with like a setting powder, usually like a pressed powder, and then I will go in and bake with this. So I'll leave it to sit on the under eye area for about 30 seconds and then I'll wipe it away, and I just leave my under eye area super bright but not beaming, and kind of like where it looks a bit too intense and you're kind of like, what on earth is going on with her under eye area? Just to the intensity where it makes your under eye area look bright and awake and fresh. Love this. This is described as a luxury baking powder, and I do recommend the shade Lace. If you are like me, you're between the shade NC 35 to 40. I'd be 40 in the summertime, but if you're anywhere in between there, Lace is great. They also have like a banana shade, and then they've lighter shades again, so do find your perfect match. For me, this is just, ugh, I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. And then their primer. This is like another newer kind of product to my collection, but I've been like, where have you been all my life? Where have you been? I love you. This is the Blur and Prime primer. This is fantastic if you have oily skin. Like, I can't stress enough how great this is for oily skin. This just keeps my oils at bay, and I always try and go for like an oil-free foundation or something that's not going to make me too OTT with the oils. Even if it's like a dewy, like fresh foundation, I still have no issues with my oils coming through. I feel like this primer is the reason why my foundation doesn't go so oily throughout the day, and I really recommend it. You don't need that much of this primer. One thing I absolutely love about it is that it is a pore filling primer, but it doesn't pill up. I have so many of those like pore filling primers, and then I use it and it's like all going bally all over my face, and then I put my foundation on, it's just all like pilling everywhere and it just looks horrible. This does not do that. It's fantastic on your skin. It just kind of leaves your skin smooth. It doesn't like eradicate pores now, guys, so don't be expecting miracles, but it does kind of like fill them in and kind of make them look a little bit more airbrushed on the skin. Like, your skin just looks a little bit nicer. And then I cannot not talk about this product. This is the Soap for Revolution. She came out with her own like range with Make a Revolution, and one of the products was the highlighter. Now, I only just got the highlighter this year. In when did I get this? January, I think. And so many people are like, how have you not tried this? It's like, it's so fantastic. And I know it is really fantastic. And then I was like living my best life last year as well, like out and about and with John and stuff, and I was just like not even talking or thinking about makeup, and that is why I only tried that this year. That's like such a TMI story. I don't know why I went into that, but I just felt like I needed to explain where I've been hiding under a rock, not knowing what makeup products I'm coming out, because I've been clearly not paying attention. But anyway, picked it up this year. Love it. The quality of these highlighting shades is like one of my favorite from all of Make a Revolution. I just think that the shades are really, really good, and they're just quite, there's nothing on that finger. They're quite highlighting, and they just have a really good formula, and there's something for everyone in it. And I think like even these shades here are quite nice, especially if you want to try something different. It's so compact. It's under €9. Can't really be going wrong. The next thing I've been loving from Make a Revolution is their baking oil, and I purchased this again around January time, and I had heard, I have an itchy eye, I had heard from a dermatologist. I was explaining in another video that I have quite oily skin and it's just gotten out of hand, and one of my commenters was a dermatologist, and she said I need to try like a good facial oil and to apply the oil obviously before my foundation and stuff like that. So I've been using this. Now, the one thing I will say about this is if you do apply this oil to your skin, make sure you don't prime. I find that when I prime and use this oil, it's like they just don't gel well together. They don't vibe together, and something happens with my skin and my oils just go into overdrive. So I will either use a primer or use this depending on the day and what I'm feeling and, you know, my preference on that day. I've been actually more drawn to this lately than a primer. So what I do is I just apply a couple of like drops on my face, moisturize it in like what you would do with your moisturizer, leave it to sit on the skin for up to a minute depending on when I feel the time is right to apply my foundation. Usually my skin is kind of like, you'll feel it like almost sucking the oil in and it's ready for its foundation. If it's like real slippy all over the skin, that's not when I apply my foundation. So you'll know yourself once you apply this. And then I apply my foundation on top, and it just lasts all day. So the girl who was telling me about using oils was right, because obviously the more oil that's on your skin, the less your skin feels it needs to produce if you are oily. Therefore, you won't go into oil production overdrive. And when I use this, I find that my skin is not as oily as it normally would be. And it's so strange because I thought that it would be more oily from using an oil, but it's not. So yeah, if you are oily and you want to try and like stop your oils from coming through, or maybe like keep them at bay, then definitely try this. And obviously if you've drier skin, you're going to benefit from this as well because it will add a bit of hydration back into the skin. The Conceal and Define Concealer. I love this. When this came out last year, I thought that this was so similar to the Tarte Shape Tape, and I still stand by that. It's just the exact same quality and does the exact same thing for my under eye area. It is super concealing. And it is quite like a nice consistency. It's not overly thick underneath the eye, and it does not crease on me, which hallelujah, because I tried the L'Oreal, their new like infallible under eye concealer, and it creased all over my under eye area, and I was just not like about that life. And I don't know why it did that, because concealers don't tend to crease on me. I don't have a major issue with creasing underneath my eye, but if a concealer creases on me, I will be telling you all about it, because I'm like, it just doesn't happen that often. So this one does not crease on me, but I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't crease on them either. So it's just a really, really good full coverage under eye concealer. This will cover all your under eye sins, I swear. Like, you won't be left with an under eye circle at all if you use this. It's great. And also it's a bargain. Like, I think it's like €4 for this concealer. So good that it's priced so well and that it does such an amazing job. And I did like a whole comparison to the Tarte Shape Tape. If you want to see that video, I'll link it down below, last year. And they are like so comparable. I just can't believe you can buy this for like under a £5. Happy days. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Hope you're hanging in. I am going to talk about the blush palette from Makeup Revolution. This is one of my favorite palettes that they've ever brought out with blushes. I absolutely love it. And this is the Hot Spice one. It's just amazing on my complexion. There are different, obviously, palettes that they have brought out, but this one is just my personal favorite. You probably can't even see that, like, because blushes are like not meant to be too overpowering. There's some of the blushes there. They give off an absolutely gorgeous appearance to the skin. They're not really powdery, and then they're also not too intense, but they're so buildable. Like that orange shade there, the corally shade, you can build that up to be so intense. So just, you know, be careful when you are using them. This palette is like €4. The two shades on the end, they're all right. They're not like the best shades ever. Kind of the same as the other palette, the contouring palette. It's all about these 6 shades that I kind of gravitate towards, and there's something in this for everyone. And like I said, you just don't need to have anything else when you have this palette. It's just amazing. I highly rate this if you're looking for new blushes. You will not be disappointed. The final thing I want to talk about again is like a new product from them. This is from their matte based collection, and this is their concealer. So I picked this up initially wanting a contouring shade, and that's exactly what I got, because it's just perfect. But obviously, because you can see the shade is quite deep, it would be perfect for darker skin tones for concealing. But this is what I use for contouring, for cream contouring. So I do one of two things. I either take my brush and I swirl it around it and then I will apply it, or I will just do like little tiny dots and then swirl it into the skin. It doesn't leave lines or streaks or dots or anything on your skin if you do want to apply it directly onto the skin, and it blends out so well. But it is so pigmented that a little bit of this goes a long way. Just be light-handed with it, I warned you. Also, I just think that the selection of colors is endless in this. It has something for everyone. I don't know what it's like as a concealer. If anyone has ever tried this as a concealer, let me know. Because it's matte, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to get it in a deeper shade for cream contouring, because I didn't want obviously a shimmery contouring shade. And I have C14, just if you're wondering, for contouring. They are my top 10 Makeup Revolution products, guys. I will leave a link to everything down below, but you can get Makeup Revolution off Beauty Bay, and that's where I would recommend getting it, because Beauty Bay is like 2-day delivery or the next day delivery. It's really good delivery. If you want to see this makeup that I'm wearing today, it will be coming up either my next video or like soon. It's all Essence. It's a one brand tutorial with Essence, and I hope you enjoy that, guys, so do keep an eye out for that. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if there's something you want to see coming up, as always, feel free to let me know. I do have another nutrition video coming very soon. It's about intermittent fasting. Wow, can't say that word. And that video will be coming to you guys in the near future, so just stay tuned for that. But if there's anything else that you want to see in the meantime, do let me know. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.